All my niggas ride for me. I got niggas that'll die for me. You niggas ain't built like that. Run around talking like a thug when you won't bust a slug. Man, niggas get killed like that. Acting like you bang for the set when you ain't blood or cuz. Man, blood'll get spilled like that. Niggas saying really they the plug, but they talking to the judge. Man, get your cap peeled like that. Cause niggas get killed like that. When you ain't built like that. You niggas ain't built like that. You was never on the block, you ain't never dodge a knock. You ain't never fought another crew holding down the park. You ain't swam with the sharks, you ain't wrestled with the gators. You was never fucking popping, you ain't got no fucking haters. Bitch, niggas like you make me watch out for the traitors. When you round some real niggas, mind your behavior. I will beat a nigga ass, then I'm laughing like I'm Jada. Get your fucking mind blown like a cartridge on a Sega. You niggas want attention, they don't want the war though. Talking all that shit, but you got a glass jaw, ho. They never deliver, they got that DiGiorno. This that Walking Dead flow, I eat a rapper torso. You ain't the same man once you off the microphone. You ain't never broke a bone, you ain't never had a scar. You a certified pussy, so don't make me pull your card. I'm a certified prophet, respected like the word of God. Cause you ain't got the heart, nigga, you ain't got the heart. You ain't about to finish any beef that you start. You ain't never been a soldier, little nigga, play your part. Claiming that you spark when you ain't got the heart. Cause you niggas ain't built like that. Run around talking like a thug when you won't bust a slug. Man, niggas get killed like that. Acting like you bang for the set when you ain't blood or cuz. Man, blood'll get spilled like that. Niggas saying really they the plug, but they talking to the judge. Man, get your cap peeled like that. Cause niggas get killed like that. When you ain't built like that. Run around talking like a thug when you won't bust a slug. Man, niggas get killed like that. Acting like you bang for the set when you ain't blood or cuz. Man, blood'll get spilled like that. Niggas saying really they the plug, but they talking to the judge. Man, get your cap peeled like that. Cause niggas get killed like that. All my niggas ride for me. All my niggas ride with me. I got niggas that'll die for me. All my niggas ride with me. Niggas ain't.
I don't know. I was in the hood recently, and I walked into this bodega and I heard this dude yell out, "Nah, son, get the Fiji. Evian is gross." I laughed for like 3 days after that, man.
Yo. I ain't never had no genie, just black hoodies and beanies. Catch you while you was sleepy, my dreamy was always schemy. Wanted cheese that was creamy, I'm talking that fettuccine. Press you like a panini, been bopping since I was teeny. When we wasn't now hustling, we was writing graffiti. Need a bad bitch to slurp me up like linguine. These niggas sweeter than kiwis, dressing like they the PGs. Gotta rap like a Mitri, I'm really a different species. Really like this in 3D, steady talking that feces. This ain't what you want, you rather catch you a VD. All that gay shit is creepy, give me the heebie-jeebies. So sick that the shit that I dish belong in a petri. Look, I don't do white music, I make black music. These crackers gotta get cracked for making crack music. Knock your cap back music, knocking cap we back music. Killing everything from boom.
Shalom Israel, Yahweh Shem Yashai to all the brothers. Means Yahweh bless you in the name of Yahweh Shai, and Yahweh Shamar Alatham B'Shem Yahweh Shai. That means may Yahweh watch over you, sisters, in the name of Yahweh Shai. All right. I'm Priest and Officer 50, Shari 1, under Commanding General YAHANNA. And tonight is Friday night's Lashawan Qadash class. This is Canada's Lashawan Qadash class. This class is about learning our original tongue, our original language, coming back to our culture. You understand? Like it was prophesied that we would do, that Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians would return back to a pure tongue. You understand? And that is a tongue that Adam created. All right? That's our forefather Adam who created this language. And this is the language that we're returning to. All right? It's important to learn Hebrew. That way we can translate words and understand the words that we're reading in the 1611 King James Bible. You understand that 1611 King James Version is the most accurate English translation that we have today. You understand? So it's important to learn this language. It's important to understand what we're reading when we read these texts. You understand? And that way we can return to our language and our culture. All right? Christ said the kingdom doesn't come with observation. You understand? Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, we got to build our kingdom. All right? We got to build our kingdom and get ourselves out of this oppression and this slavery that we're in. Understand? So we can return back to our own culture, our own language. We don't have to speak English, which is a bastard language. Understand? A language that our oppressors, a language that the people that enslaved us taught us and forced us to learn. You understand? So we're going to start off with our basics like we do every class. This is your first time tuning in. Take notes. All right. And we're going to start off like we do every class with our alphabet. All right. So first we got a lock. All right. Our first character that we have is a lot. All right. A lot means cow. And we pronounce it ah. All right. Up here we have the ancient tongue. We have the Paleo Hebrew. Beneath it we have the Assyrian. All right. So the Ba in the Paleo we have looks like this. In the Assyrian, it looks like that. And it's a Baya, which means house. And it's pronounced Ba. All right. Next, we have a Gamal. a mall, which is a camel. And we pronounce it Ga. All right, those are our first three characters. A, Ba, and Ga. So we have A, Ba, Ga, then we have a Da. All right, next we have a Da, which is a Dalat. That means door. Then we have a Hada, which means to put forth hand. And we pronounce it Ha. So that's a Da, Ha. We have Abagada Ha, then we have a Wa. A Wa, I think that means hook. It's always good to have notes to make sure you can reference. Make sure that we're paying attention to details. So this character is a Wa. All right. And it means hook. So everything in our ancient tongue, we always write right to left. We always read right to left, right to left. It's different from English. All right, so we have a Wa, which is a hook. Abagada Ha, Wa. We have a Za, which looks just like the letter Z. All right. And that's a Zayan. Zayan. And it means weapon. All right. But Abba Gadaha was we have a Ka. Next we got a Ka. And this character is called Kama. and it means wall. When you start reading words in the Hebrew, a lot of times you'll start to see that this meaning, the meaning of each character is in the word. All right, so next we have a ka, we have a ta. So this is a tana. Tana. And it means basket. We pronounce that ta. All right. That's pronounced ta. So this is wazakata a ya. This is a yad. Yad, and I think that means breath. Let me double check. Salakia. Yad means hand. Yad is hand. And we pronounce it ya. All right, ya. Ka. Next we have a ka, which is a kop. And in the Assyrian, this character has two different characters. All right. It's important to pay attention to these characters. If you ever have a ka or a kop at the end of a word, you'll always use the second symbol. All right. And kop means palm of hand. All right. If you take a look at the palm of your hand, you'll see something similar to this character here. All right. So we have ya, ka. Next we have a lamad. Lamad. We pronounce it la. And these are teaching sticks. It's good to practice this every day. You'll find when you're reading Assyrian or the Paleo, if you don't practice these characters on your own, sometimes the letters might look a little different from your handwriting. All right, because we have printed versions and you have handwritten versions. So it's important to practice, that way you can identify what you're reading. All right, so we have a la. Next, we have Mayam. 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 We pronounce that Ma. I'm pretty sure that means water. Yup. So Mayam, which means water. Next, we have a Napash. So again, in the Assyrian, this one has two different characters. So Napash, and it means soul or breathing. All right. We pronounce that Na. So this next character is Sawad. And it means flag. It's also good when you're practicing these characters. It's important to get down the pronunciation of the whole alphabet. All right? That way you can read it out. So you have Abagadaha, Wazakataya, Kalamanasa. Then we have an I. I, which is a Ayan. The I, Ayan. And that is your eyeball. This next one is a Pa. And it means mouth. And we pronounce it Pa. All right. In the Assyrian, there's 5 characters that have 2 different characters for it. It's not that tricky. Once you practice it a little bit, you should get it down no problem. So the last character in the Assyrian that has 2 is a Tazah. It's a Tazayad. Taz a yad. I think that is a tomahawk. Yep. Taz a yad means tomahawk in the English. And we pronounce that tazah. Tazah. So we're almost done. We got a couple more. I think there's 22 characters in total. Tazah. Next we have a Qawash. Qawash. And pay attention, this is a Q, all right? It's not a K, and it doesn't start with a C. When you see that, the Kamash that starts with a C, it's a Ka. When you see the K, it's a Ka. When you see the Q, it's a Kwa. So this is Qawash, all right? You pronounce it Kwa. And it means snare. All right? Snare. I think I've seen another word for that. A snare or a trap. So after the Kwa, we have a Ra or Ra'ash. All right, so Ra'ash. Kwa, Ra, Ra'ash means head. All right, and we pronounce that Ra. So we have two more. Sure. All right, this word is a shan. And shan means teeth. Shan means teeth, and we pronounce it Shah. And the last one we have here is a Tha. And it means mark. All right, that's all the characters. All the characters for the Hebrew alphabet. right. Quick shout out to the chat. Shalom, sis Yahweh Shemal Athab Hashem Shai. Shalom, Kawapath. Water for tuning in. So after we got our characters down, the next thing we're going to jump to is our numbers. All right. So next we'll do our numbers. If you've been following along, every class we'll go over all the Hebrew characters. We'll do some numbers. We'll do prepositions and possessives. And then we'll get into our topic. All right. So our numbers. Today we'll just count to 20. All right. So one is Akkad. Number one is Akkad. Number two is Shanya. You'll see when I'm spelling out words, we have something in Hebrew called connectors. All right. So depending on how you pronounce the word, or Salakia, these connectors will determine how you pronounce a word. All right. So when we see we have a Shah, a Na, and a Ya. Up here we had a Ka, and a Da. So here we have three characters. We have three characters. A, Ka, Da. Because this connects, we pronounce it Akkad. All right. With Shanya, we see we have a Shah, a Na, and a Ya. And so the Shah and the Na connect, and the Ya is singular. Meaning we pronounce we do the full pronunciation of the character. All right. So it was Shanya. Number three, we have Shalash. Shalash would be a Shah, a La, and a Shah. Shah, Lash. All right. So four, we have Arabai. In here we have the character A, a Ra, a Ba, and an I. So you would spell that A, Ra, a Ba, and an I. And you pronounce it A, Ra, Bai. Five is Kamash. Kamash. And then here you have a Ka, a Ma, and a Sha. So we spell it Ka, Mash. All right? Ka, Mash. And in the Assyrian, it would look like this. You have a Ka, you have a Ma. Because the Ma is not at the end of the word, you use the first symbol, and then you have a Sha. All right. Number 6, we have a Shasha. 6 is Shasha, and you have 2 Shas, Sha and a Sha. So in the Assyrian, you'd have Shasha, or Slakia. In the Lashawan Qadash, you would have a Sha and a Sha. And then in the Assyrian, it would look like this. All right. Shasha. Seven is Shabai. And we spell it with a Sha, a Ba, and an I. Shabai. Sha. All right. Shabai. All right, that's the Lashawan. And this is the Assyrian. When you go to read our text, a lot of the text that we have is written in Assyrian. That's why this is important to know. You go look on Blue Letter Bible or an interlinear Bible, you'll see this is what the text looks like. It's in Assyrian. So next we got 8. Which is Shama Wana. All right. I'll spell it down here because it's a little longer. We have a Sha, a Ma, a Wa, a Na, and a Ha. So in the Assyrian, we spell it like this. Shema. That's how you would spell that. Shema wana is 8. And in the Assyrian, this is how it would look. We have a sha, a ma. Because the ma is not at the end of the word, we use the first symbol. So shema wa. Same with the na. The na is not at the end, so we use the first symbol. Shema wa na. Then we have a ha at the end. All right, that's your Paleo or your Lashawan. This is your Assyrian. So number 9 is Thashai. Thashai. We have a Tha, a Sha, and an I. Tha, Sha, and an I. Thashai. All right, this is your Assyrian. Ten is I-Shara. I-Sha-Ra. All right. We have an I, a Sha, and a Ra. All these characters, we pronounce them fully. All right, they're all singular. I, Sha, Ra. Just like how you pronounce it when you're saying the alphabet. I, Sha, Ra. And then in the Assyrian, it would look like this. All right. Next, 11 is Akkad. Like how you would say 1 is Akkad. I-Shara. Akkad I-Shara. You have a Ka, a Da, and you have an I, a Sha, and a Ra. I'll just do the Lashawan so you can see how we'd spell it in our language. So we have a Akkad, I, Sha, Ra. You have a Akkad, I, I-S-H-A-R-A. All right. 11 is Qad I-S-H-A-R-A. 12, we have Shanya I-S-H-A-R-A. All right. We have Shanya I-S-H-A-R-A. Shanya I-S-H-A-R-A. Shanya I-S-H-A-R-A. 13 is Shalash I-S-H-A-R-A. All right. Shalash I-S-H-A-R-A. Shalash I-S-H-A-R-A. Shalash I-S-H-A-R-A. It's 13. Arabai I-S-H-A-R-A is 14. Arabai Arabai I-S-H-A-R-A. So you have singular, you have a Ra, which is singular, and then the Ba and the I are connected. Arabai I-S-H-A-R-A. Is all right, we're almost done. We're just gonna stop at 20. Kamash I-S-H-A-R-A. You get a chance, you can practice spelling it on your own. See if you can figure out which characters to use. Kamash Aishara is 15. So we have a Kamash Aishara. $16. If you're watching, I'll give you a chance to try to spell 16 on your own. Try spelling it in the Lashawan. I'll spell it out in the Assyrian. We have a Shasha Aishara. So 17, we have Shabai Aishara. Shabai Shabai Aishara. Like I said earlier, when you look at all our manuscripts, a lot of our manuscripts is written in this font. It's written in the Assyrian. So if you looked up the word 17, this is how you would read it in a lot of our manuscripts. It would be Shabai Aishara. And the only difference between, or one of the differences between the Lashawan Qadash and the Assyrian is in the Assyrian they have vowel sounds. So you might see little dots like this because in the Assyrian, these would designate if there's a vowel in it or not. They pronounce words differently. All right? That's what all the different dots are. But when we're reading the Lashawan, we don't have any vowel sounds. So 18 is Shema Wana I.S.U.P.K. We'll go back to the Lashawan. The number 8's a little long. Shema Wana. So you have a Sha, Ma, Wa, Na. All right. So you have a Sha, Ma, Wa, Na, I.S.U.P.K. Shema Wana I.S.U.P.K. Okay, 19. We have Thashai. So we have 3 characters. We have a Tha, we have a Sha, and we have an I, and that makes Thashai I.S.U.P.K. So 20. 20 is I.S.U.P.K. 20 is I.S.U.P.K. So you have an I, Sha, Ra, a Ya, and a Ma. I, Sha, Ra, Yam. That word Yam is a masculine plural. Masculine plural. And in our language, Hebrew, everything is about rank and order. So when you see a word like 20, we always refer to the masculine plural. If we're talking about men and women, you'll always see masculine plural. If you're just talking about women, then you would see yan. All right? Yan is feminine. We'll go over 3 more numbers. I know I said I'd stop at 20, but I just want to show you. I'll show you what 30 looks like. I'll show you what 30, 40, and 50 looks like. All right? Because it's a little different from 20. So with 30, we would say shalash for 3. All right, we have 3, so that's shalash. And we would add plural, shalashim. All right, so 20 was Aishirayim. 30, we have Shalashyam. And 44, we have Arabai. Arabai, and we would make that plural. All right. We have a ra, a ba, an I, a ya, and a ma. Right, so you spell those characters out. You have a ra, a ba, I, a ya, and a ma. And there's your full word. So 40 is Arabai, Ra-Bai, and then plural is Yam. Going for 10. All right, so there's our numbers. We're gonna go over. We'll go over prepositions first. All right. Like I said, I want to practice these every class. So we'll write it out in the Hebrew. We have a. All right, so this is an and it means I or I am. We have a ba, and when you see this character, the anytime you see this character in front of a word, that's when it means I or I am. If you see this character at the end of a word, it means something different. All right, so all these are prepositions. This is pre. All right, pre meaning before. So when we see this character before another word, then this character means I or I am. All right, when you see this character, which is a ba, When you see a ba at the front of a word, it means in. And when you see a da at the front of the word, that means do. So just write these down for your notes. All these different prepositions is how we form words or how we form sentences in Hebrew. I'll give you an example, and that'll segue into our topic for today. We're going to go over Jeremiah chapter 16 and verse 16. So if you go ahead and look at Jeremiah 16 and 16, sometimes you're going to see full sentences, and there's only going to be one Hebrew word for it. All right? So, for example, when you look at Jeremiah chapter 16 and verse 16, you see at the beginning when it says, "Behold, I will send." And there's only one Hebrew word for that full sentence. And you have a shalak. All right? Shalak means send. Or let me find a better one. Every hill and from every hill. There we go. This is a better one. When you see it says, "and from every hill," and from every hill, and you see Strong's H1389, you'll see that there's a couple characters in there. You have a ga, a ba, an I, and a ha. Right? When you see that ha at the end of the word, that ha is a possessive pronoun, and it lets you know that there's different words that help form a whole sentence. All right, but we'll get into that. We'll get into that more after. So these are our prepositions. We have a ha, which means the. We have a wa, which is and we have a da, which means do. So the next three we'll do a ya, a ka, and a la. So when you see this character, the ya, it means it or he. When you see the ka, it's as and or like. When you see a law, law is 2 or 4. The next one is a ma, and it means of or from. The next one is a shah, which means whom, which, or pertaining to. Whom, which, or pertaining to. And the last preposition that we have, shah, you have a thought, is tha. And that means you. All right. That's it for all our prepositions. All right, doing the possessives. So these are all possessive words. Possessive words tell you what something belongs to. All right? What something belongs to or who it belongs to. So when you see this character at the end of a word, when you see it at the end of a word, that's telling you what we're talking about and who it belongs to. So when you see a yah, it means my. When you see a ka, it means your or you. When you see a wa, it belongs to he or it's his. So next we have a ha. It belongs to her. when you see these two characters, a na and a wa. Now wa. That means hour. When you see a ka and a ma, right? It has a connector to it, so it's pronounced kam. When you see a ka and a ma at the end of a word that connects like this, it means y'all. And that's talking to a group of men. All right, everything in Hebrew is masculine and feminine. So this is the feminine for y'all. And that's with a ka and a na. And you pronounce it kan. Kan. All right. So kam, ka and a ma is y'all masculine, and a ka and a na is y'all feminine. So the last two possessives that we have a ma and a na. And these two words are there. The ma at the end of a word is there masculine. The na at the end of a word is there feminine. All right. So today's topic, what we're going to do is we're going to translate the book of Jeremiah, chapter 16 and verse 16. And what we're going to do for time's sake is I'm just going to give you guys the words. What you can do is on your own time, pull up Jeremiah chapter 16 and verse 16. All right. You can pull up a Blue Letter Bible app or an interlinear, and you can translate all the Strong's words and all the Strong's definitions. You can pull up each of the strong words if you want to translate it on your own. But for time's sake, we're just going to practice the words. I'll show you how to spell out each word. I'll give you the definition of it in the English. All right? And it would be good to write these down, and you can add these words to your vocabulary. All right? Today we did a lot of spelling when we were going over numbers. All right, we can continue to learn how to practice to spell. And we can continue to add words to our vocabulary. All right, so this is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 16 and verse 16. This is probably one of my favorite verses in the whole Bible because I'll read it through. It says, "Behold, I will send for many fishers, saith the Lord." You understand? What this is talking about is Christ told his disciples that the kingdom doesn't come by observation. You understand? The men of the Lord and the sisters in the I.S.U.P.K, we understand that we got to put work in. We got to put our brick in. We got to build this kingdom from the ground up. You understand? And part of that work is fishing brothers and sisters into the school. All right? Building this kingdom, getting brothers and sisters to repent, to turn away from the things that they were doing, to change their life and become righteous men of the Lord. All right? So this verse says, "For many fishers, saith the Lord." All right? Because it starts off by building this kingdom, we got to fish. We got to throw out some bait and hope that brothers and sisters come into the school. And it reads, "And they shall fish them. And after will I send for many hunters." Because as we build this kingdom and as we continue to grow, eventually a day is going to come when we're ready to go to war. All right? Everything about life is warfare. And the time that we're in right now is a time of war. It's not a time of peace. All right? We're building this kingdom. We're building the Lord's army. And after we're done building this army, we're going to war. You understand? We're going to battle. And so it reads, "I will send for many hunters, and they shall hunt them from every mountain." You understand? A day is coming when the men of the Lord in the I.S.U.P.K, we are going to hunt all the people that have been oppressing us. You understand? Everybody that has been committing crimes against us. You understand? Oppressing God's chosen children. We're going to hunt these men and women out of every mountain, out of every hill, and of every hole and rock that they hide behind. You understand? Meaning there's going to be nowhere that they can hide where we won't find them. Understand? So this is the verse we're breaking down today. All right. So just adding these words to our vocabulary. I'll show you how to fully, correctly spell it out. And as you spell these words out, you can practice them on your own time. All right. And we'll just continue to grow our vocabulary. So we have this word here. So here in the English, this word in the Lashawan is Hananya. All right. A lot of times in our language, you're going to see words that are actually put together. All right. Like I was showing you some of our possessive pronouns and prepositions. These characters get added in to words to create these longer sentences. All right. And so sometimes we put words together and it helps us form sentences. So Hananya is actually the word Hana. So word Hana and Anya put together. And this means here I am. All right. Ha, nan, ya. It means here I am. All right. Ha, nan, ya. Hopefully that's enough time to write that all down. I'll spell it a little smaller so I can leave it up. And we can keep moving on. So we have this word send. This word send in the English or in the Lashawan means, we would pronounce it shalak. All right. The Most High will send for many hunters. So this word is send. Shalak. That's what that word would look like in the Assyrian. All right. Then we have the English word two. All right. Two means la. It would be pronounced la. And we would use this symbol here. La. All right. First, the Most High is going to send to fish. So this next word we have is this word fish. Fish is dayad. All right, dayad. The yag is fish. So another word you could use is the Most High Yahweh is going to send fishermen. All right, so another word would be dawag. Da-wa-ga. Dawag. So first he's going to send fishermen. And not just one fisherman, but many fishermen. All right? And this word is Rabyam. Right? Yam is plural. Okay, we got Rabyam, many. The Wag, Rabyam. All right. So this next word we got is Na'am. All right, which is say. All right, we have a na, says na'am. And in the Assyrian, because the ma is at the end of a word, it's almost like a box. We use that second character. All right, na, ma, na'am. So Jeremiah 16:16 says, I'm going to send for many fishers or fishermen, says Yahweh. And this is God's name. All right. You see a capital G or a capital L. In most cases, that's talking about Yahweh. All right. Actually, what we would see is we would see all capitals for Lord. And when you see God, you see a capital G. Sometimes you might actually see Yah. I think in Psalms, in the book of Psalms, one time you'll see it says Yah. Sometimes it will say Jehovah. All right, but when you go and you look in the Assyrian, what you'll see is a Yah, a Ha, a Wa, and a Ha. Yah, Ha, Wa, Ha. All right, this is what you always see. All right, if you see a small G, a lot of times what you'll see is the word Elohim or Elohim, right? Or the word power. All right, his name is Yahweh. That's what it's always been. And this is what it's always going to be. Yahweh. Right? Means to put forth hand, hook, hand. All right, you see this name all over our scriptures. Right? We don't go to one verse in the Bible and read that his name is I am. I am that I am. Right? Which I think means Ahaya, Ashar, Ahaya. Right? That is not the Lord's name. His name is Yahweh. Right? We pronounce it Yahweh. Yah, Ha, and a Wa. And these connect. Right? I've heard some people call his name Yahweh. And they say Yahweh because they don't understand that connectors determine how you pronounce a word. Right? So Jeremiah 16:16 says, I'll send for many fishers, saith Yahweh. And after that, so we have this word after. Right? So he'll send for many fishers, saith the Lord. After that, he's going to send for many hunters. So after is a car, which is a car. Car, which means after. So when you see this word kan by itself, right, it means thus or so or then. So first the Most High is going to send for fishers or fishermen, saith Yahweh. Then kan, all right. So he's going to send for many fishers, saith the Lord. Then he's going to send. So the Most High is speaking. So the Most High says, then I will send, I send. And right here you'll see we have a preposition. When you see that at the beginning of the word, it means I shalak, or salakia. Salak, not I salak, but salak. Shalak. A Shah, Allah, and a Ka. So after we send for fishers, after the Most High sends for fishers, saith Yahweh, saith the Lord, then send I Shalak, hunters. Tazawad. So to hunt is Tazawad. You have a Taza, a Wa, and a Da. Taza, Wa. Right? To hunt. Right? And that character Taza, right? A lot of these characters, when you see them in the word, right, it helps give you a picture of what they're talking about, or what the word is talking about, right? It's not like English where we have letters, and those letters have no meaning, but those letters just make up a pronunciation of a word. In Hebrew, we don't have letters, we have characters. Characters means pictures, right? That tazah is a tomahawk, right? Which to me brings that scripture to life even more. You understand? Imagine an army of men holding tomahawks, a tomahawk axe in their hand, hunting down their oppressors, right? Hunting down all the people that gunned us down in the streets, hunting down all those people that poured crack in our neighborhoods. You understand? So hunt is tazawad. This next word we got is ma'al, right? You put this together. These are two different words. So you have ma and al. All right, ma is from, al is over. This next word is call. All right, call. Right, call halal, all praise. Call. Call is every or all. This next word we got is har, which means mountain. Right? First, he's going to send for many fishers, saith Yahweh. Or Salakia, first he's going to send for many fishers, saith Yahweh. Then he's going to send for many hunters. Right? And we're going to hunt from every mountain. We're going to hunt from every mountain. We're going to hunt them from every hill. Every hill. So we have a Ga. I'll just do the spelling on this word. And it's Gaba Iha. I'm pretty sure it's pronounced Gabaya. Gabaya. I just don't want to get the spelling wrong. I'll double check that one. But this is definitely the spelling. This is the spelling in the Hebrew. Gabaya. All right. Gabaya. I know it sounds like Gabaya. I'm going to leave that. I'll make sure we get the spelling correctly. But this is definitely how you spell it. This is how you spell it in the Hebrew. I'm not 100% on the pronunciation. But we'll move on from that one. So we're going to hunt them from every hill, from every mountain. We'll leave this. And everything we want to make sure we're sure. All right? We always want to be 100%. All right, so we're going to hunt them from every hill, from every mountain, from every hole. Nakwa. Nakwayaka. Nakwayaka is spelled like this. Nakwai. Yakwa. Nakwayaka. And this na is at the beginning, so that's the symbol. Naquayaka. Every mountain, hill, hole, and cliff. So hole is Naquayaka. Naquayakwa. Right? This is a Q. It's different from a K and a C. So we pronounce that kwa. Naquayakwa. That's hole. And from every cliff. And this last word, cliff, cliff is Sala'ai. Sa-la-I. All right? You pronounce each character fully. All right? They're all singular. And that's the Assyrian. Sa-la-I. Sa-la-I. All right? So that's Jeremiah 16 and 16. All right. The Most High will send for many fishers, many hunters, saith the Lord. And after we fish, we're going to hunt from every hill, from every mountain, from every cliff, and from every hole. All right. So that's the breakdown of Jeremiah 16 and 16. With that said, we're a little over time. So we're going to end the class there. Let's clap it up. We're going to say the I.S.U.P.K security announcements. We are the I.S.U.P.K, start at 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brothers and sisters: when a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. You can find that in Numbers 18, verse 21, and Malachi chapter 3, verses 8 to 10. Ma'ashra means 10th in the Hebrew. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests is not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like to give, please give. Upcoming holy convocations. We got the Feast of First Fruits coming up, which is on June 21st. If you're in Canada, you can contact Officer of 500 Zobadia, or you can contact your camp leader. The camp leader of Canada is Officer of 5,000 Abun. All right, with that said, we're going to salute out. Men of Israel, Imajim, which means stand in the Hebrew. We're going to give a courtesy salute to the brothers. Men of Israel, Imajim Shabbat. Imajim, Barak, Yahweh Bashem Yahshai Barakatham, to all the brothers. That means Yahweh bless you in the name of Yahweh Shai. Yad Yamatah, which means hands down in the Hebrew. Men of Israel, we're going to give a courtesy salute to the sisters. Men of Israel, Imajim Shabbat. Imajim, Barak, Yahweh Shamar Alathan by Hashem Yahushai. That means may Yahweh watch over you, sisters, in the name of Yahweh Shai. Yad Yamatah. Class dismissed.